Hello, thank you for joining us today. We are coming to you live. This is from California Desert Association of Realtors. Today we're covering printing mailing labels for a farm in RPR and also identifying a farm area within RPR. RPR is a free benefit from the National Association of Realtors, and that is available to any realtor that belongs to NAR. To find RPR, go to Flex, go into your menu, and scroll down to Products, and you can click on RPR. That'll take you into RPR. I'm already signed up, so it's going straight into it. You will need your NAR or your NERDS number to sign up for a subscription, and then you'll go to the Settings gear here, and that's where you're going to set up all of your information. Farming is geographical prospecting, raising your brand awareness, capturing leads, and gaining listings. And we're going to use RPR to identify neighborhoods that are good for you. When identifying a farm, proximity to you is one of the key things you want to consider. The closer it is to you, the easier it is for you to service that area. Frequency is the amount of times that you are going to send out a mailing piece, and quarterly is a recommended schedule. Budget is something to consider. Low budget, so those are door flyers, or you can have a postcard made up, and you can usually order those over the internet, and they're fairly inexpensive to order. And then you have your cost of postage. Is there already an agent dominating that farm area? So we need to look at that also, the saturation, and then a good turnover rate. And we have a spreadsheet. It's called the Farm Worksheet. I'm going to be providing to you where you're going to be putting data in, and it will calculate the turnover rate for you. Provide value on the marketing piece that you use to send out. So do a marketing activity report, announce recent solds, new listings, or give neighborhood statistics. Everybody likes to see how their neighborhood is doing as far as the value of their homes and the desirability of their neighborhood. All right, so can I advertise sold listings in print advertising? Yes, you can, but if you're claiming that you sold the property, you need to have represented the buyer or the seller. If you didn't sell the property, then you can use a phrase like recently closed sales in your area. And be sure that you don't use any photos or media that belong to the listing. Do you need to use a disclaimer in your print advertising? Yes, you do, and we will go over that next. You must clearly state the period of time, and it should be in no less than a 7-point font. Here's a disclaimer recommended by NAR based on information from California Regional Multiple Listing Service, Inc. as of such and such a date and or other sources. All data, including all measurements and calculations of area, is obtained from various sources and has not been and will not be verified by broker of MLS. All information should be independently reviewed and verified for accuracy. Properties may or may not be listed by the office agent representing the information. You may advertise hold or coming soon in your print campaigns, but you must be sure that you put a certain language into your printed media, and it should read like this. They are not available for showings until a specified date, and that date needs to be disclosed. Let's go over to RPR, but before we do that, I just want to mention your sphere of influence. Keep your sphere of influence engaged. That includes past sellers, buyers, current clients, friends, neighbors, and business owners. Listings going out equals listings coming in. Send them new listings. Put in a nice description and a nice picture along with a link to your website. If you don't have your own listing, possibly get permission from a listing agent in your office that has an interesting listing. You'd be surprised at how many yeses you're going to get. Only 24% of clients re-enlist their past agent. That's why it's important for you to send emails to your sphere of influence. Okay, let's get started with RPR. I'm going to log into RPR. Once you're logged in, you can see the search area. We're going to our Neighborhoods tab to search all of the neighborhoods within the city. Type in your city, Rancho Mirage, California. And then under this type, we're going to select within. This is going to pull up neighborhoods within Rancho Mirage, California. And then we're going to click on the search icon. And now it's going to find all the neighborhoods within Rancho Mirage. We can see we have 136 neighborhoods within Rancho Mirage. And I'm going to scroll through the list and I'm going to look for the neighborhood of Tuscany. So I can click on this next button and I'm scrolling through alphabetically and looking for Tuscany. So here's Tuscany in Rancho Mirage. Let me open up my spreadsheet. We're going to type in Tuscany and let's see how many homes in the neighborhood. So right here it tells us there are 252 homes in the neighborhood. So we're going to plug in that number. And then we want current listings. We have 4. We'll plug in that number. I'm skipping over sold in the last 12 months because I get that from somewhere else. Okay, so we have, let's see, median days in RPR, that's 35. And then we have our median sales price, $479.5. Okay. Top agents in the neighborhood, we're going to get that out of Flex. All right. Let us go ahead and go back to RPR. So we've gotten all the information we need from within the Neighborhoods tab. Now we're going back to our Home tab and we're going to find out how many properties sold within the last year. So we go to All Properties and let's type in Tuscany, Rancho Mirage, California, and click on Search. And down below it says Tuscany and Rancho Mirage, Riverside, California, micro neighborhood. That's exactly what I want, so I'm going to click there. We have our results for Tuscany. It's showing up here. We're going to go down below. And over in our criteria on the left, we're going to select our sold date within 1 year. And we click on this Apply button. Now our results are right here. We have 17 properties that sold within the last year. So let's plug that number in our farm worksheet. And that brings us 7% turnover within the last 12 months. And that's the exact number we're looking for that shows us this is a good, viable farm area. Anywhere between 5 and 7% or higher is good. So if we were going to be sending a postcard, let's say approximately 40 cents for a postcard, and that tells us exactly how much we're going to be spending on a mailing for postage for these 252 homes. And then of course you have the cost of the postcard to get that made. So top agents in the neighborhood, how would you find that? Let's go to Flex MLS. I'm going to go to Quick Search. And I'm going to type in Tuscany in our geocoded search bar right here. Double click Tuscany. And I'm going to go to a closed status within 1 year back. So let's go look at these 15 listings and see who the agents are. So if I click on the heading where it says listing agent, if I click there, it can sort them. So I'm going to sort in ascending order. And this way it'll group the names together. So I have Ernest had 3 within the last year. Then we had a Jim Schweitz had 2. And then it's kind of a mix of other agents. So it doesn't really seem like one particular agent is dominating, but I'm going to check something else. I'm going to go into my close date and I'm going to go 2 years back and just see if anybody's kind of been hanging around in there for a while. Let's go back to our list view and we're going to go ahead and let's see, these are still sorted, so that's good. And let's go down here. Okay, so it looks like Ernest may be farming this area. So when we dig a little deeper, let's see, he's got 7 properties he's sold within the last 2 years. So I would say it's Ernest Vaca. He's the one farming this area, doing the most business. Christina, she's done 3. All right, let's try and go back 3 years. Let's see how long Ernest has been hanging around in Tuscany. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So he had 2 in the previous year, so maybe he just started in this year. Okay, so it looks like Ernest is our agent in Tuscany, but he's got 9 deals out of 62. So this is still a very viable neighborhood. So Ernest Vaca, he's the agent that has the most deals in here. Okay, let's go back to our spreadsheet. So our top agent, I would say, I'm going to put NA. I don't think we have to worry about any certain agent dominating this area. If anything, we'll put Ernest Vaca. And he had the most deals. Okay. All right. So this is how your worksheet's going to work. So go ahead and find some more neighborhoods to put in there and see where you're going to farm. So let's print mailing labels for Tuscany. Let's go back to home and go to all properties and let's put in Tuscany, Rancho Mirage, California, and let's search. Let's select Tuscany. Okay, so we have Tuscany selected, and let's click on Mailing Labels. And we have 234 records. So you can get a CSV file, or you can get 3 different styles of Avery labels. You can select your property address or the billing tax billing address. And we can address it to our owner, owner name and current resident, or the current resident. And then we can select our occupancy type. Do we want owner occupied? I'm going to select owner occupied. We've got 150. We're going to exclude listed properties. No, we'll go ahead and send them to listed properties because we want them to know our name. We'll exclude properties on the do not mail list. Yes. Exclude properties with incomplete addresses. Yes. All right, so let's print our mailing labels. And there we go. So we've got our 5 pages of mailing labels. Okay, so that is how you print out mailing labels. Let's go ahead and look at another neighborhood. Put in a city, or you can just type in a neighborhood that if you have it in mind. So let's say you have Palm Valley Country Club, and that is select within, click on search. So now we need to go find Palm Valley Country Club. Here we go. So we have 1,400 in here. Median days on the market 75, homes for sale 27. This would be interesting to plug into our worksheet. Let's go ahead and plug in Palm Valley Country Club into our worksheet. I'm just curious to see what this looks like. So we have 1,427 homes in the neighborhood. We have 27 homes for sale. We have our median price of $4,099. And we have our median days in the market 75. Let's go ahead and find out how many sold within the last year. We're going to all properties. We're going to go to Palm Valley Country Club. There we go. We're going to scroll down and we are going to put within the last year. And apply. So we had 113 sales. We're going to plug that into our worksheet. And we've got an 8% turnover. Let's see what a mailing would cost in here. $570. Well, so let's look at the agents in Palm Valley. We're going to go to a quick search. And we're going to search Palm Valley. I'm going to sort by agent. Okay, so we have Svenja's in here. Let's see, do they work at the on-site office? We've got Brenda. So it looks like, I think these are the on-site office sales. But again, mixed within there, we do have some other agents. We had 157 sales. About half of those were from the on-site agents. This did have an 8% turnover rate, so this would be a good farm for you to work. We could also carve out a section of this farm if you didn't want to use 1,400 to mail. So come on in and zoom out so you get a look at the whole subdivision. We're going to carve out an area. So we're going to go to the Draw a Shape button and select the polygon tool. And we're going to draw a specific area out of Palm Valley. So we're carving out one small area out of Palm Valley. And when you close the shape, you're going to save. And then we can name it. So we're going to name this Mail Labels PVCC. And then we'll click on OK. Go back into your Home tab, and now we're going to go into the Save section and retrieve our mailing labels. Click on them, and then they pop into the search bar, and click Search. Now we're in the little area we carved out. We're going to click on Mailing Labels, and we can see we have 500 in that one area. Someone asked if I could show the points of interest on the map. I'm going to go into the map results again, and I'm going to show you how to find points of interest. So, okay, so we're in Rancho Mirage, and I click over here on this POIs. Let me go look at that chat, see what we were looking for here. Shopping districts, schools. Okay, let's click on shopping. Shopping and services. So we select shopping and services, and all the little gray dots are the shopping. So you can zoom in closer on the map, and if you click on one of the little icons, it tells you exactly what it is. So we have nail salons and hair salons, grocery stores, etc. Another thing we can do is search for daycares. So we're going to scroll up and we're going to select daycares. Any little gray dot now on the map represents a daycare. If you zoom in, you can see that it turns into a teddy bear icon. So go ahead and click that icon, and it gives me the name of the daycare. Now, I can't print this out in a list, but I could screenshot it or write down the information. Go to your Home tab and then select Schools. We're going to do a school report. Type in Rancho Mirage, and you can see we can select elementary, middle, or high. We're going to select elementary and then search. This brings up all the schools in the area. I can click this Get Report button and print a report. You can click on the school itself. Palm Valley's got an A+, and you can get all the statistics. We've got our total enrollment, students per teacher, a lot of school information here. Does anyone have any questions?
I do. Is there an upside to using this versus the features on Flex?
That is a great question. Thank you. You can use RPR and layer it on top of features that Flex has. We have, as I showed you, the school report. You can print flyers, so you can check out the flyers. Also, we have all different market activity reports, sellers reports, buyers reports that you can look at your convenience. And so you can choose to use them either or use them together in tandem with each other. Let me go ahead and pull up a seller's report, and I'm just going to scroll through so you can see what it looks like. You already know what a CMA looks like in Flex MLS. So this is what the RPR Sellers Report looks like.
Seems like it pulls from MLS, it pulls from title companies, because this is basically getting a property profile from your title company.
It pulls from all public records. It pulls from all the MLS information, plus it's nationwide. So if you have a family member or if you have a client that's going out of state, find a property nationwide through RPR. So it's a nice tool to have. Feel free to email any questions to training@cdaronline.org. We'll say goodbye, and I will email you that worksheet.
Great. Thanks so much, Catherine. This was awesome.
Thanks so much for your help, Andy. This will be available to view at a later date on the CDARonline.org website under the Resources tab. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.